You good? Okay. When I wake up in the morning, the first thing I think is, yes, I get to go to school, be accepted by everyone, and all my work will be 100%. Said nobody ever. School is rough. Between homework, friends, sports, and extracurriculars, things can get chaotic. So why does it matter what I do and say to other people? Well, according to the American Suicide Prevention, 1,400,000 people in 2017 tried to commit suicide. 1,400,000 people. We need to help one another because otherwise the suicide attempts will become a reality. Now just a quick show of hands in the audience. How many people here have social media? See, that's what I thought. Our community, well, America, is just so wrapped up in the social media web, we forget how to have a face-to-face conversation. I see this every day when I say something so absurdly out of the blue to someone I don't know that well, like, hi, and they look at me like I'm crazy. And honestly, this scares me. If we are to the point in our generation where it's crazy to have a face-to-face conversation, imagine what it'll be like in 10 years, or even 5 years. I know many of the adults here, back when they were kids, never would have dreamed of carrying a phone in their hand, right? It was attached to a wall. But now, it's attached to young people's faces. The real reason I'm up here is to share with you the utmost importance of having your words affecting other people. They can make someone cry, laugh, punch you, hug you, and that's why I'm here. I just want to show you how they affect other people. And how one of my friends was one of those 1,400,000 people. My friend's a fighter. Every day she comes to school. Every day. And I'd be saying, that's not amazing, that's not heroic. Millions and billions of kids come to school every day. Well, that's where you're wrong. See, she's so heroic because of what she battles every day, and that is mental illness. My friend has anxiety, ADHD, bipolar, OCD, and the worst one is depression. When she went to her old school, they made fun of her because she was too skinny and she was shy, and that really destroyed her self-confidence. I feel like the whole punchline of this is the fact that she was born with all those mental illnesses, so she can't ever get rid of it. It can get better, of course, but here it is, if we help her. We as humans get so caught up in our own little bubbles, we don't realize the other people struggling around us. My friend inspired me to be a better person because she enlightened me to the fact that, hey, you can't say offensive stuff without it being offensive. Now, my mom, who's in the audience today, is another really important role model in my life, and she told me the story. Once upon a time, there were two young boys, and they were having a fight. Hitting, kicking, maybe even kickboxing, but worst of all, saying things that would make the adults in here pass out. And then they heard their father, and he was not happy. But instead of yelling at them, he made them do something that seemed ridiculous at the time, which was, drumroll please, hammer a bunch of nails into a fence. Now, they thought that was crazy at the time, because they didn't need to do that. So when they were done, the father made them pull them all out again, which was ridiculous. So that took them a couple hours. Once they were done, the dad pulled them aside and did a cheesy Hallmark moment and said, "Boys, your words are like the nails hammered into that fence, pounding into that fence with no recognition of what you were actually saying." And he said, "When I made you pull those nails out again, that was like saying you're sorry or apologizing. But look at the fence. There are still holes. There will always be holes. So how do we fix that? Surround yourself with people of good company, for it is better to be alone than in bad company." And that was from Booker, Washington. His words, I believe, are the answer to this. We need good people to be around so we ourselves can become better people. We need to surround ourselves with people who complement our traits, not discourage them. Because you are a remarkable individual solely by yourself. And you do not need to spoil that by hanging out with jerks. In ELA class, we have to write this super long research paper about the Civil War. And my topic was espionage, a fancy word for spying. And as I started doing research, I realized how important spies were to the war effort. How spies risked life and limb for little scraps of paper on it. And then it hit me. I'm so putting this in my TED Talk. Well, it just fits so perfectly because all of those scraps of paper, helped with codes and words on them, helped the North win the war. They gave the people of color freedom to live. And it's just like that today. Words are power. So do we want to take that power, throw it at each other? Do we want to hammer nails into the face of our society? I hope not. So I challenge you, all of you, to just say hi. But say hi to someone you don't know that well. Yeah, I know it's not going to make a big difference. It's definitely not going to cure cancer, but it could make someone's day. Isn't that worth it? Let's face it, we can't change the world without making these baby steps. These small steps, if repeated correctly, will be able to run a marathon. They'll be able to change the world. Thank you.